If you read the concept to Baby Doll on paper, both the episode and character, it probably would have come off as too ridiculous for this show. But then again, this team did make the ventriloquist in Scarface work. Turns out, Baby Doll isn't just one of the more emotionally driven, tragic villain stories in the whole show. The character itself has developed a cult following, and people have been asking when I'll be getting to this episode since I started Batman. Well, here it is, and it's just as heartbreaking as I remember. Mary Louise Doll used to be the lead of a popular family sitcom called Love That Baby. The actress suffers from systemic hypoplasia, which has kept her from aging. This is why she was playing a little girl on the show into her 20s. Eventually, she left the series, which shut it down completely. Her aim was then to become a serious actress, and after several failed attempts at filling more dramatic roles, she was mocked, and her new career direction bombed disastrously. Now, years later, some of the other actors from the Love That Baby series have gone missing. We see that Doll has forcibly gathered them together for a twisted reunion of sorts. She hopes to relive her glory days while getting revenge on some of the castmates who wronged her. Batman and Robin follow the clues, trying to track down where Doll has taken her television family before they all end up canceled. Permanently. Paul Dini wrote this episode and is credited as the sole creator of the Baby Doll character. Just another notch in his belt on what became a legendary run for him on this show. I'm sure there was some kind of influence from the 1962 film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, but still, taking a concept like this and playing it as a sad, deranged drama just shows how creative he can be when coming up with or adapting characters in his scripts. Dan Reba directed Baby Doll, and I'm sure he had fun leading the charge on the wide variance of scenes we were treated to. There are some of the standard Gotham locations, but we go from old sitcom-style footage to an abandoned television studio to an amusement park and more. This episode gave us an array of locations to feast our eyes upon. Animating for the last time on BTAS was Studio Junio, who had a pretty solid track record in the 7 installments they worked on. I still say Dreams in Darkness takes the top spot for me, but Baby Doll and the rest of their work shouldn't be overlooked. Here, Heavy Shadows gave plenty of images a weight that ranged from ominous and frightening to introspective and sad. One of the character designs for a member of the television family Dollop Ducks, Spunky, looks and moves an awful lot like a human in one of the more comedic cartoons Warner Brothers were producing around the same time, like Freakazoid or Animaniacs. Don't know why that stuck out to me so much, but it was really noticeable on the rewatch. That didn't negatively affect anything, just relaying a thought. Pretty much every scene in Baby Doll has a few standout visuals, so credit where credit is due. Speaking of Spunky, he has an interesting backstory that even connects to one of this episode's voiceover artists. Spunky is actually the name of the character this character played in the final season of Love That Baby. When the ratings began to slip, Cousin Spunky was brought on in hopes of reinvigorating interest in the series by adding a new cute kid to the cast. Sitcoms in the real world have done this on several occasions, and it almost never works. So much so that the phenomenon has a name: Cousin Oliver Syndrome. I don't know how many Brady Bunch fans we have out there, but I was definitely a consistent viewer when I was younger thanks to Nick at Night. Cousin Oliver Syndrome is named after Cousin Oliver from the final season of that show. The main cast had grown too old to be the cute little kid, so they added Cousin Oliver to recapture some of the original appeal. The actor who played Oliver, Robbie Rist, voices Brian Daly, Baby Doll's TV brother. Not sure why they didn't just go all the way with that and just have him voice Spunky. Jason Marsden provides the voice for the teenage version of that character instead. Marsden is a prolific voice actor who went on to be used in a bunch more DCAU projects after this. His voice is pretty recognizable upon hearing it.
What are you mad at me for? It wasn't anything personal.
Adding to the sitcom Easter eggs, the two henchmen Baby Doll uses are clearly modeled after Gilligan and the Skipper from Gilligan's Island. It's fun to just pretend that's really them. Times got hard after they got off that island, so they turned to crime. Where's that episode? Let's also not forget Miriam, Doll's bodyguard and distraction tool. She never showed up before or after this, but she kicked the crap out of everyone she faced.
Wow, lady, you're good.
It's a living.
I'm not sure if she's based on any sitcom stereotype, but if you think she is, please comment about it below. Mary Doll herself is a fascinating character. She's lost it to the point that she plays the Baby Doll role in almost every scene we see her in. It's the cutesy type of delivery consistent with more sitcom tropes. She even has a catchphrase.
I didn't mean to.
But when she doesn't get what she wants, I love how dark she can turn while still playing the part.
Mr. Happyhead says you're really gonna get it now.
Good lord, her doll is a gun. Brilliant. Everything is a performance, even when she kind of drops the act later on. Alison LaPlaca did a fantastic job playing with the range of her voice, and that contrast is showcased a few times in some great sequences.
I knows now I made a boo-boo.
It was hard for me out there. I studied and trained and auditioned, but no one wanted me. Over the years, I remembered how happy I was with all of you around me and the folks at home watching me.
Baby doll. Now I'm baby for good and everyone will love me again. Hugs, hugs!
At the heart of the character is a deep sadness. She's a starved for attention former star who just wants to be loved again. The rejection she faced from her attempt to branch out into other roles, in combination with the ridicule she probably got because of her condition, hurt her so much that she lucidly regressed to this childlike mentality. She's also desperate to feel a closeness with anyone, going as far to artificially recreate the fiction of the Love That Baby show, complete with the original pet dog, now stuffed, cameras pretending to roll, and audience reactions on tape. Aiding this madness is the music. In addition to the standard Batman sort of stuff, they got to play with some legit sitcom-sounding themes. Twisting that theme into a dark place and to accompany an exciting chase scene was really cool to listen to. Spoilers from here on out. Doll kidnaps the actor who played Spunky last and brings him to the abandoned studio with the rest of the family. Since his character upstaged her in the final season, she tries to recreate a birthday scene where Spunky embarrassed her. This time with a dynamite birthday candle right in front of the actor. Spunky is able to get the dynamite far enough away from the table to where no one is hurt, which is immediately followed by Batman flying in through the above skylight. He takes out the two henchmen as Spunky reveals himself to be Robin in disguise. Batman placed a tracker on him so they could find the villain's hideout. After a spirited fight with Miriam, Batman chases Doll to a nearby amusement park. This ultimately leads to the Mirror Maze section of the funhouse, where Doll becomes mesmerized by one reflection that distorts her features into a fully grown adult.
Look, that's me in there. The real me. But it's not really real, is it? Just made up and pretend like my family and my life and everything else. Why couldn't you just let me make believe?
In this scene, they do the classic and always effective shattering of mirrors reflecting a character. In this case, there are images of Batman being shot at by Mary's doll gun. She tears up looking at the only untouched mirror, showing what she feels like on the inside. We fade out, and that's all, folks. Talk about an intense, sorrowful ending. They really humanized Mary in that last scene. There were hints of that early on, but the image of what she should look like cuts deep, and you can't help but feel sorry for her. Really smart choices were made in the last few minutes, from the writing to the visuals to the voice acting, music, and sound effects. Exceptional work all around. At the amusement park, I loved how Batman drew all the kids from the crowd toward him by making himself visible so he could spot Mary. Again, very clever stuff. I kind of wish we got a wrap-up scene with the sitcom family recovering or Mary seeking help in prison, but this was a powerful way to end the episode. I can best describe it as an emotional gut punch that left us gasping for air while the credits rolled. Baby Doll is one installment that you shouldn't skimp out on. It's got a really unique angle on a Batman villain, and the story is executed to near perfection. Check this out if you haven't, or give it a rewatch when you find yourself in the mood.
I didn't mean to.